7 signs you're not ready for tiny house living. Tiny house living might look like the dream: minimalist spaces, lower costs, and cozy vibes. But the reality isn't all picture perfect. Downsizing your lifestyle can be liberating, but it also comes with real sacrifices: less space, fewer possessions, and constant adjustment. Before you take the plunge into the tiny life, here are 7 red flags that might mean you're not quite ready yet. 1. You struggle to let go of your stuff. If every decluttering session ends with you keeping almost everything just in case, tiny living will be tough. Space is extremely limited, so you'll need to part with a lot. And not just the big things. That collection of books, kitchen gadgets, clothes, or sentimental knickknacks, most of it won't fit. Love to shop? That habit will need to change too. A helpful test: try living in a small room or van with only your essentials. If it feels cramped or you miss your things, tiny house life may not suit your lifestyle. 2. You're not a fan of the outdoors. In a tiny house, the outdoors often becomes an extension of your living space. Whether it's a morning coffee on the deck, growing your own veggies, or simply stepping out to stretch your legs, spending time outside is part of the routine. If you hate bugs, rain, or just don't enjoy being outside, tiny living might feel suffocating. You'll likely need to step out regularly just to reset your mental space. 3. You don't have a place to park. One major hurdle people overlook is where to actually put their tiny house. Unless you own land or know someone willing to host you, this can be a significant barrier. Most tiny home dwellers park on a friend or relative's land and pay modest rent, or reach out to landowners in rural areas. Urban locations are especially tricky. Parking is limited, privacy is minimal, and council regulations are often stricter. Tiny houses thrive best in the countryside, where land is cheaper and lifestyle expectations are more relaxed. 4. You think. It's a travel lifestyle. Tiny houses may be on wheels, but they're not built for constant travel. They're heavy, hard to tow, and filled with furnishings that aren't road trip friendly. If you're chasing a nomadic lifestyle, go with a van or camper. Save the tiny house for when you're ready to settle down a bit. 5. You have a big family. Let's be honest, squeezing a large family into a tiny home isn't practical. While a couple with a baby might make it work short term, growing kids need space and privacy. Multi-generational living? Forget it. If being close to family is important, consider building several tiny homes on shared land. That way, everyone has breathing room without giving up connection. 6. You and your partner need space. In a tiny home, alone time is hard to come by. Even with creative design, like separate lofts or rooms with doors, you're still sharing a very tight space. Couples who thrive with personal time or separate routines might find tiny living strains the relationship. Honest communication and clear boundaries are a must before making this lifestyle leap together. 7. You're only in it for the aesthetic. Yes, tiny homes are undeniably cute, but if that's your only reason for considering one, it's not enough. The charm wears off fast when you're dealing with compost toilets, limited storage, or cabin fever during bad weather. Do your research, watch documentaries, follow real-life tiny dwellers, and try a few weekends in a tiny Airbnb before committing. Aesthetics are great, but they won't make up for discomfort if the lifestyle isn't truly a fit. Final thoughts. Tiny living isn't for everyone, and that's just fair. And that's okay. It takes intentionality, adaptability, and a real shift in how you view comfort and space. But if you're clear-eyed about the challenges and prepared to live with less, a tiny house can offer more freedom than you ever imagined. Still curious? Try a short-term stay in a tiny home and see how it feels. You'll know pretty quickly if this lifestyle is for you, or just something that looks good on Pinterest.